Welcome to Now You Know Special Edition. This is a Q&A with myself, Sam Hedden, and my amazing producer, Andy Watson.
She's the Q, I'm the A.
That's what he thinks. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to tell you some stories about the last 2 seasons. We've been doing this almost going on 9-10 months now.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, we're going to share some fun insights we've gotten, some fun guests that we've had, and then we're going to answer any questions you have, if you have a question. So I guess we should probably start from the beginning. Maybe how it all started?
Let's see. I brought you on to Craig Muckler's Hollywood Showcase.
Yes.
So Craig Muckler is a guy who had a video show on a long time ago in Santa Monica, California. He wanted to bring back, he wanted to be able to show the old footage plus bring in new interviews and stuff. So he asked me to come in and help. And then we got the concept going. We went and shot a whole bunch of stuff in California. And no, you were on by then. So
Yep.
we edited a bunch of the old stuff. And it was kind of fun. There was one segment in there where he was talking about there are a lot of bad parents out there and you know who you are. And I thought it was really fun to like have a little pop-up button that said, wow, like I can't believe he went there.
Your parents out there, right? You know what's good for your kids. Huh? At 8 o'clock, if you don't want them watching it, send them to bed for Christ's sake. But you know, you have someone like this leader of the Catholic Church out here, for Christ's sake, that's telling you how to be a parent. Jeez, I mean, granted, there's a lot of bad parents out there, and you know who you are. But do you need Cardinal Roger Mahony to as far as tell you?
I remember you like just lost it. You laughed so loud in the studio, and I just knew that had hit a nerve for you, and that you had a good sense of humor. So I said, hey, come on board. So that idea then led us to Krypton at the hotel.
That's right.
And you had wanted to do an interview with Adrian Lee. And then we thought, well, if we're going to do this is our own personal thing. This doesn't have to do with the Muckler show.
Right.
So let's call it something. I don't know. I think at first we didn't even have a name for it. Actually, you did the intro. You did the intro as Hollywood Showcase. And we had to cut that later on because we didn't use it. Look at the camera.
Okay.
Look right there. I'm Sam Hedden with for Craig Muckler's Hollywood Showcase. We're here with Adrian.
Do you want to do Craig Muckler's Hollywood Showcase or Hollywood
Just say Hollywood
Showcase?
Showcase.
Yeah, see,
Just
we
say-
talked about this.
Yes,
didn't
we did.
Yes,
we did.
it
All right.
reminded
Are you
me.
sitting up? Are you sitting up? Are you owning the chair? Own the chair. There you go. That's good. Just shut up. Just
Copy what I'm
it's a
doing.
thing. Did you ever see? You never saw broadcast news because you're not old enough to. have
Oh
seen
my
broadcast
God, can we do this? You two are the worst. Like,
Pull that down in the back. You know, it takes care of
Would
the
you?
wrinkles and stuff. Okay, everybody looks great.
all right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, we are coming from Crypticon. I'm Sam Hedden. I'm actually here with a special guest. He is a paranormal investigator. He also is an author and does his own radio show. So we're going to find out a little bit more about him. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thank you for inviting me along today. My name's Adrian Lee. I'm the founder of the International Paranormal Society. It's a worldwide non-profit organisation set up to investigate ghosts and look into creepy phenomena. I'm also a psychic.
But so we got to meet Adrian. Adrian did his amazing thing in the hotel room with Gwen Ruhoff, and was able to like look into her psyche and tell her all about her past and all kinds of stuff. And Gwen's relative was there too, who could like verify everything that he was talking about, like her grandparents and her family and all that stuff. So that made me a believer in Adrian Lee. So that was cool. So our very first interview, technically our first one would have been Ventura, but we didn't say anything during the interview, and neither did the interviewers. So I don't know if that counts, but.
And I just threw it out. I said, maybe I ought to run for governor. Oh my God, what a mistake. I mean,
Really?
it took off
Really?
like wildfire, and then I had to,
Yeah.
because my credibility was on the line.
That's right. Oh, sure.
And so I had to.
if people were to say, well, who's the most famous person that you've had an interview with, I'd have to say Jesse Ventura, but we didn't actually do that one.
Well, at least at that time, that would have been the most famous person. I remember the first time I met you, it had to do with hot sauce. There was a
Oh,
hot
yeah.
sauce person across the street from the studio from MTN6.
Yeah.
And
Crybaby Craig's.
yes,
That's the
Crybaby
name of it.
Craig's. That's right. Yes. And I remember looking at you and looking at this hot sauce and thinking, huh, okay, well, this is a good start. And then the wow kind of did it in. It was like, okay, we're on the same page here, so this is good. This is helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crypticon. That was, I was like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that I want to interview. Not just like actors or directors. There's authors, musicians, there's business owners, and I'm like, you know what? I want to interview all those people. Anybody who's like fun or noteworthy, and I think broaden it out. And you're like, yeah, let's do that. I'm like, okay, I have a friend here. Let me just like ask him if we can interview him. And he's like, okay. We got really lucky that the first person we did interview was Adrian Lee, because he has done so many interviews anyways, that he was
Yeah.
like, he's like, don't worry about it. It's like, you're going to be fine. You'd be great. Be like, just ask me a question and I'll talk the entire day. Any of you that know Adrian Lee know he can talk. So it was a good first interview, especially with someone who's used to being interviewed. We actually did interview Gwen too while we were there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because she's an established actress and makeup person and all
Yep.
those-
All sorts of things. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting. I thoroughly
You may recall we were in such a small hotel room that we had to move the two beds together, and then we had to set the cameras up because there had to be two cameras, one on each side of the table, the corner where we had everybody sitting. So the only way that I could check both cameras is if I kept bouncing across the bed in order to check the other camera. I have to bounce off the bed and go check the second one and
Yep, that's exactly
give
right.
give you direction. Right?
All right, so
Do you have to wear your glasses?
no, I could be blind.
That would be great, thanks.
Screw you.
Can I get a creditor's glasses holder?
Right there, yeah.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So, today we're filming at Crypticon. Crypticon is the #1 horror sci-fi fantasy convention in Minnesota. And I have been fortunate enough to be the film coordinator for the last 2 years.
Wow.
So I do the scheduling. I reach out to the filmmakers, pull them in, say, hey, this is where you want to network, this is where you want to show your stuff. And if you're in that genre of the horror, sci-fi, fantasy, this is where you want to be.
Right.
This is where the people are. And it's been going fantastically. I've been going to Crypticon myself for several years.
Watch
No, it's
that
really fun.
camera, don't move, which
Yes.
has basically been a nutshell. I think what I enjoyed the most is after you did some interviews and you're like, okay, I have a makeshift studio in my basement, and it turned out it was your bathroom, and it took me for a ride. I was like, this is a cool background, you know, before Zoom was like a big thing.
Yeah.
And what was entertaining about that is that I just had to do the intros and the outros. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done, was like intros and outros and just that. There wasn't like a flow to it. And I kept screwing up.
You want to be able to see yourself when you do it?
No, I don't.
No, you don't?
No, I'm trusting you.
Okay, all right.
The
that's
last
fine.
time I trusted you, it went great. So you know what? We're going with it.
Well, do it again.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I like. What don't
Stop screwing with it.
I know. What don't I like
Stop
about
it.
this?
You
I'm
like
just-
it enough to keep saying you like it. Stop it.
I'm gonna do this.
Stop it.
Yeah. Nope. I'm gonna do this. See, it worked because I got rid of some of the wall, and we didn't need the wall, and then
Okay,
the now
good.
you know will show up on the side
Yay.
where it should.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Okay.
All right. Okay. What
One
now?
more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we do it one more time? Stand by.
God damn you.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right. So 3, 2. So we got the music. Well, the music will come in, and this thing will come in, and it'll say, "Now you know," and you'll go, "Welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden."
Right.
Go ahead. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden. Christopher D. Schmitz is a local author who writes a successful series of non-fiction.
It's okay. You can do it again.
And if you listen to our podcasts that we have out, which, by the way, you can find those on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, and you can find those all via our website at nowyouknowstudios.com. At the end of these podcasts, there's a little clip of me sass-talking Andy. And that came from doing the intros and outros because I was so dang frustrated. I could not get them right no matter how hard I tried. And it was super frustrating. Should have wrote it.
I wanted to have a
hard.
standard ending for all the videos, and I wasn't sure what we were going to use. We thought at one time using a cat or something. I mean, we just thought of all kinds of things, and dragon maybe. And then I just ran across this piece of audio that said, okay, well, why don't you... We'll do it my way first, and then we'll do it your way, and then we'll decide which one is better. And before I could even get that sentence out, you said, "Oh, shut up," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's a nice cold end. You can deal with that."
That's pretty much our relationship in a nutshell. Is we'll do it your way, we'll do it my way. Shut up. That's pretty much
So
it.
far, it served us pretty well. Sticking you in my bathroom, I had a nice background there. You know, the acoustics were just perfect. We had done a lot of the shooting that we did at CryptoCon was right up there with anybody's standards. I mean, just walking around with the camera, kind of kamikaze journalism, and we got to interview some pretty cool people. Because that's what really was the kernel of the idea. While Hollywood Showcase was an okay idea, it was going to take a long time before it was going to hit the air, before anyone was going to be able to see anything. And our partnership allows us to do an interview on Tuesday and have it on the web by Thursday and all over the world by, Friday or Saturday. So I really appreciate that. And then craziness with the whole coronavirus deal and how you were able to get incredible guests and then just send me the footage. So it's you talking to somebody else just like this. And then I get to look at it and sort through it and go, okay, I can get rid of this part, that part. It was great, and especially Kat. I thought the interview with Kat was really cool, and the fact that she was just in a sweatshirt, sitting on her couch on whatever it was, Saturday or Sunday afternoon or something like that, and yet she's got 1 million views.
Her name's Kat Curtis. She's best known for her TikTok account with over 1 million, that's right, 1 million followers. Not to be confused with her cat, who has more followers than she does.
How to get free drinks.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop. Oh my God, get off my drink. Oh.
Joke's on you.
I put a lot of calls out to people I know, and I'm like, hey, you do cool things. Like I'd have to say 90% of the people that we've interviewed are people I've either met or I've known of for a long time. And so it's mostly just I get lucky enough to meet some amazing people. Our Jeff Brand interview, the House Representative, I met him via my day job. And I'm like, wow. I'd love to interview you. I mean, it took some time to get there, but getting to go to the Capitol grounds and like getting to go in there and do that, that was just out of sheer luck that I met somebody and they're like, yeah, I'll do an interview. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Thank you.
I love it. And we're rolling in all directions. So whenever you are ready, give me a 3, 2, 1 and start.
Welcome back.
Season 2 of Now You Know with Sam Hedden. Do you want me to redo that?
Yeah,
Roll your eyes
don't
down
do
to
that
the
because we don't know if it's going to be the first of the second season or what. So just say welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden. Here we are.
I swear to God, I bet you.
Yeah.
I know Priscilla thinks it's funny, but I swear on my life.
It's the way I am. So get over it.
We have a great dynamic. Can you tell?
And then we walked in like we were like, I don't know, CNN or whoever. I mean, you know, camera crew, small camera crew. Okay, great. But we're like shooting intros out front and stuff. And then we're going in and nobody's asking us anything. I mean, I've got this tripod strapped to my back that could have easily been an AR-15. Nobody says a word as I walk past the security guy. It's like, oh, hi, it's just Hassan. Don't mind me. But no, that was great. Sitting down in Jeff's, office and getting to know an elected official who actually wants to make a difference, who actually, is in touch with his people, and just wanting to do good for society. It's like, wow, that was refreshing. I wasn't sure that still was around.
Another favorite story I have is we were invited to MarsCon to interview some of the people that were their guest of honors, and I enjoyed it. I loved doing it. It was super fun. There was some amazing people there. One of them was Lee Ehrenberg from known for Pirates of the Caribbean. He was on Seinfeld, and I'm like totally geeking out. I didn't even know what to say. I'm like, I could just paint your cheeks.
And now you know Lee Ehrenberg. You're fantastic and adorable.
You're great.
Can I give you a
Isn't there a plushie toy of you somewhere?
There's definitely a plushie.
I hope so.
Oh, that was great, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's great. I was gonna find one.
I suppose insane being on the whole Disney train, making those movies and being out there wherever they were made.
Well, Caribbean for us, the first 3 were Caribbean, and what an
Filmed
opportunity.
on location.
Yeah, but you know what? I made sure then. I mean, that's really where I started practicing daily gratitude because, I had asked the universe for probably the most shallow thing. Let me star in a movie, and then it happens for me. Something big that the world loved. So I made sure that every day I would take just a moment. I'd walk on that Black Pearl. We'd be on the ocean. I'd be fully dressed, all my gear, and I would just go, thank you, Lord,
Yeah.
And I'm not a super spiritual guy.
And it was a lot of
You should
fun.
have a plushie.
Yeah, that's
I know you said that.
super worth it on every level. But
Well, it was fun when we were interviewing him, and not interviewing him, but we were interviewing Adrian, and we interviewed other people. And he was just sitting there in the chair, just calm as can be, watching everything and just kind of digging it and laughing at stuff that was funny. And it was kind of like, I did not know that he was our next guest. It's like we don't plan ahead a lot, but that was really great. That turned out to be a great interview.
And we actually got a lot of really good interviews from that. Taylor Cisco was phenomenal too.
Absolutely.
He was great. Like I don't think we could have gotten any better. I wish we would have gotten more. And if we get invited back to MarsCon this coming year, what other things stand out to you? We've been doing this, it'll be in September, about a year.
Yeah. Well, the whole Crypticon thing is just it's just a weekend of just craziness, of just kind of running around. And then we had press passes, so we could go in wherever we wanted to. We were VIPs, which I thought was pretty cool, because it's like, I haven't heard of this thing. 2 days before I hear about this thing, I'm walking around and I'm a VIP, and everyone has to bring me truffles. But,
yeah, Nick was really nice to give us those. That was very kind of him, and I'm glad that the interviews turned out as well as they did.
Yeah,
so.
And it was whatever we wanted to shoot. So It was, the good causes that were going on, and just the cool things. So that was a great way for us to get started and to put it into practice, and to say, okay, Adrian Lee, let's do him. Let's put a show together. Let's get it out there. The response was terrific. The response was terrific on Gwen's. And then what we really did was turned my living room into a studio for the lovely and talented Antonia Felix.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Incredible. Her breath, her degree of accomplishment from that woman still amazes me.
Yes.
And every time I sit at my at my table in my living room, I go, oh my God, Antonia sat here. It's like, no, because she wrote all those books, man. She wrote the definitive biography of Michelle Obama.
And Ruth Bader.
And Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yep.
And, you know, people
And she's
will remember and
phenomenal.
know her
She
name
teaches,
long
she
after we're done.
sings, she does
Mhm.
everything. Like,
She does.
she's just a phenomenal person in general.
She's writing
And-
books, she's writing scripts,
Yep.
hanging out on her farm.
Yeah, I know,
She's
right?
one step ahead of this whole coronavirus, lockdown deal, because that's all she. Same here. I mean, I work from home, so it isn't that odd of a change for me.
Well, we've
But
got
no,
some really cool people at your at-home studio, as we call it. I mean,
Oh,
Kate
yeah.
Vernon was amazing when we did
Kate
that
Vernon,
there.
absolutely.
Like,
And she had just gotten her new ukulele
yes, yep.
that someone had made for her, and she was thrilled to death.
Well,
And she played it for us.
It's
and we
a
were-
glorious looking ukulele. It's beautiful. It's absolutely
is.
delightful. Yes.
And she was happy to be on board. And then you had the tie-in with mental health, which she was also interested in. And it sounded like she'd had a kind of a rough road in the past. So she was able to share that with you. You were able to bring, perspective to that. And it wasn't just about the music. And yet we also got to hear how she loves ABBA.
Yes.
And then they were doing ABBA Fabulous, wherever it was at the Parkway. And it was just great. It was, yeah. I think that when people come, when they sit down with us for an interview, I think we put them at ease.
Right.
And I think they see how we work together and that we're not the same. We're not, so with diverse attitudes and ideas, it makes it more interesting. And I think people know that they can just be themselves.
I agree. I think that's 100% true. I think that we try to strive for that. It'd be much better for the people that we interview to be just themselves. We're like, this is a conversation. This is what we're going for. This isn't scripted. It's like, I try to tell that to everybody. Like, I already have a list going for season 3. And one of the first things I say is it's a conversation. It's like sitting down for coffee. I'm like, I'll send you some questions, but it really depends on how the conversation goes. Like,
Sure.
With Nathan Block, I've known him for a few years, and we ended up laughing about some short films we worked on, and it was just a fun interview. It was like we sat down for just some like coffee or soda and just chit-chatted, and it was
That's why he got a 2-parter, by the way, because you guys just went on, just riffed on all kinds of things, and he had lots of things to say. And look at his accomplishments too. Owning a movie theater that like everybody knows about. If they've been in the Twin Cities, they know these movie theaters that he owns.
You know Woodbury 10. Yep.
Yeah, and then the St. Michael one is, right, I believe, where La Musique is. And La Musique is like Theater 18 that they turned into a music venue. And it's an amazing music venue. And now they're doing the whole program where they're doing the shows outside. The Suburbs are going to be playing there shortly. And it's an outside gig. And it's like good for Nathan, if that turns the business around, that's great. But it was great to be able to talk to him. And when you see his interview, people, when we do put it on the YouTube and elsewhere, it's going to actually have video footage of some of his films. We didn't have it at the time of the interview, but we are going to add those later.
So we get a 2.0 version. Yay! Always like additional interviews.
Or you can do it your way first, and then you can do it my way. And then we'll just see which is better.